Garbage Day. Hi, I'm Croglander, and this is part 2 of my little LP here. And onto Scorpion Desert. Again, you sort of a typical... oh gee, these blocks here. Yeah, tell me you don't see what they look like. Kind of a bit of an odd moment there. But yeah, as you can see, design-wise, there's always a higher path. Presumably they want you to use the pedicopter to get up there. Oh, and blocks in the shape of a pyramid. And that's a kind of a subtle touch, I think. And in this level you can see the enemies, sort of the scorpions there, which I'm really not sure how they work, and I don't really want to try it out. And I mean like hitboxes, because you can land on them and attack them, but if you like hit their tails, as you'll see, I think it's better just to avoid them. In the air you can see the sort of condors. I think they're called the crazy condors. Not really much of a threat, just make sure you don't accidentally bump into them. And probably another reason why you don't want to use the pogo stick throughout the game, because those you just jump upwards, hit them from underneath, and get hit. The mummies there, again, they're kind of known for either just jump over them or attack them in a more traditional pattern of kicking and then letting them walk into me. Oh, and this jump here, this jump highlights another enemy. Jump over here, just ooh. You could so easily die there. And I did a couple times in the practice run. Yeah, the ant lions that lie underneath and sort of grab you from underneath. And here I shot the bouncing black rubber blocks. I'm not sure if they actually have a name, but you hold jump and you jump upwards. And there you see, I'm showing off how awkward the condors can be. Again, I do like this music. Very happy and cheerful. And it's been a while between parts, so I'm actually getting where I've heard this music before, but yep. And you can see I'm being careful I don't actually jump up into a condor or down onto a scorpion. Yeah, but you can see with these upper paths, they did design it with the items in mind. The mummy here. And I do try a little glitch here. I wanted to see if I collected the jelly donut, if I became invincible. And there I am. Haha, can't get me, mummy. And upward and onwards into the pyramid. It's pretty much the same except indoors. You just get some hieroglyphics. Oh, and you get some statues which block your foreground. That can be annoying. I've got a free man there, an extra one up. And speaking of which, bit of a spoiler here. Well, not really, because you'll see it in under a minute, but there's a boss fight. The first one you see in the game, where you play rock, paper, scissors. Now I did write down the sequence and get a... And that item there, you'll see how it becomes useful in the boss fight as we get there. But yeah, speaking of the boss fight, you fight the Queen of the Oasis. I have to double check her name as we see it, but yeah, and interesting fact is, she's a woman, obviously being queen. And in the Japanese version, when you defeat her, her clothes fall off. And obviously that doesn't happen here. And I'm not sure how you would find a copy of that. But then again, it's like it's like a 16-bit sprite. Oh, you better off Google imaging something else if you really want to see that. Jesus. Anyway, I just thought it was kind of amusing. The Japanese and their typical sense of humour. Luckily, on the practice run, I wrote down the sequence, so I know what to do. You know, the colours, they're kind of bland. It's like one peach colour for the background and foreground. Again, the design, it's not bad, but it's it could be more colourful. And there I equip the token. I am the Queen of the Oasis. You must defeat me to pass here. And you can see the icons of what we're going to play, the hands. And if you're wearing the token, that's what it shows you. And of course, you can only use the token once, and then it disappears, being a magical item. But it's useful to get by here. So what do? I like the audience members. We've got like a rabbit, a panda, a cow, a pig, and a fox. Oh, when they all sit together in a pattern. That's nice. And with the jelly donut, we're on to Hee Hole Forest. I think this is actually I do like the art style in this one. It's a bit more diverse, a bit more vibrant. And you see these enemies called the woodcutters. Kind of reminds me of Jason a bit, obviously, especially with the hockey masks. Or more precisely, reminds me of a character called Maniacs. If you ever played a Kid Chameleon, it's like it's a platformer like this, which also came out on the Mega Drive. And it's about a kid who's trapped in a virtual reality world, and he gets these power-ups, these identities. And one of them is like an axe murderer type person who can throw axes. Actually, that's a pretty good power-up in that game. And here we see another token, because yes, there's another boss fight at the end of this level. But I might let you see what happens then, rather than spoil it for you. Because I know you want to know these things. You can see I'm very careful with those. I think you can kill them by jumping on them, but it's happened a few times where I've died anyway. Probably because you have to jump on them at a certain point. And the baboons come up and down, and the bees. Again, I use my tactic of like standing there and letting them jump into the kick. Again, the physics in this game is they're not bad by no means, but they're a bit slidey. So I don't like to take chances in this game, at least. And lava in the forest. That should really be killing the forest. Bees. I'm very careful not to jump into the bees, not to jump on the bombs. But yeah, it's cool. I've got a pattern sort of worked out. I won't lie to you, this took a few practice runs to get right without getting myself killed repeatedly. Again, I'm being quite crafty, just crawling and punching them from a distance. Do you like this? Actually, I do like the forest level as a whole. Nice music and sort of the green scenery makes a change from the sort of dusty levels we just came from. And you can kick the trees. Yeah, another odd thing about this game is the foreground trees and the background trees. You kind of can't tell sometimes. Yes, am I walking in front of it? Am I behind it? Who knows? Again, be very careful here. It's very annoying. Oh, speaking of which, I just reminded what else they remind me of. There was also this this gory beat 'em up for the Mega Drive called Splatterhouse, which isn't on the Sega Mega Drive collection, by the way. Kind of a shame. I'd say gory. It's got like 16-bit blood sprites. Anyway, the lead character is a mask-wearing maniac in that one as well. So maybe a tribute to him. Who knows? And onwards, see there, I'll press select instead of start. But again, I equip the token again. See, when I was doing this, I was thinking, I want to show off these tokens at least once, but I end up doing it several times. They're not a bad thing, actually. I think that's what they're there for. Again, I said I struggled with this game as a child, but really, I suppose it's more about learning the items, learning how to use the items, learning where they are, so to speak. Down. Actually, I don't know what they say there. Jenkin, yeah, whatever. Who knows? And with that, he's defeated. I collect my glorious jelly donut, and I'm on to the next level. I said I'm on to the next level. There we go. Tropic Stone. This is pretty much nearly the same as the Rookie Town in the beginning of the game, except a bit harder, especially with the enemies. And here you can stock up on more items, so quite handy. But again, you're kind of reliant on luck, unless like me, you've played the game before and you've sort of rocked down the sequence. Cars. Now you've seen this tactic where I kick a block and that goes into the enemy and kills them. It's much safer than actually risking getting hit. Now, I keep talking about the getting hit like it's a big feature, and I think it is. I might seem to harp on it, but it's like you just... Ugh. I've had moments where you jump in enemies and you just die instantly, and you jump across and then just slide into an enemy or fall off. You know, it's not bad. It's a challenge. It's a good old-fashioned game from the Mega Drive era. You know, no save points or continues here. Yeah, not even a continued. But I suppose in those days they wanted to make games last long, so, and the only way they could do that is by making them kind of difficult. Although really, there are much more difficult games. Like I haven't played, but I heard Contra's a bitch, and also the Mega Man series. And I kind of run scared at those 3 toy planes. Not even want to take a chance. I suppose I could have stood in front of them and spam the punch button. But there's no point really, no point. No point in risking losing a life if you don't have to. And here we get the cape, and I think you get to see that coming up in the next part. Oh, it's the same creator people. Who'd have thought? Yeah, so Tropics Town. Yeah, again, you can just see they used all the same sprites from the original town. So it's kind of obvious. You're not gonna get past me. So you go. Oh yes. I'm gonna quick edit there, and I swear the edits. Something that happened when I was recording with Dazzle is that occasionally I'll get these red flashes in certain frames, and I swear I'm not editing to be cheap, but I have to cut those out because it just looks terrible. And apparently it's something to do with corrupted frames. It's alright. I've actually cut out quite a number of them, but you don't really notice them. It's just that last cut was a bit off. But oh well, like, that's what I get when I could be Dazzle. But with that, this part is over. Thanks, join me again.